So I'm going to be doing a fundraising appeal on behalf of Dharmachakra. But you can think of me as being like that little sweet that you get at the beginning of some flights, or the little biscuit you get with your coffee. I'm not the main thing, but a pleasure anyway. Yeah. So I think it was in 1966 that Ananda started taping talks that Bhante was giving. And I think that was probably the series on the aspects of Buddhist psychology. I'm not quite sure, but it may have been that series, which is now a book, Know Your Mind. And it was in the 1980s that the charity FWBO, Dharmachakra Tapes, was created. Later on, the tapes was dropped from the name, and it was just FWBO Dharmachakra. And later still, of course, we dropped the FWBO, and so now it's just Dharmachakra. We can't afford to drop any more bits off the name, so Dharmachakra it is, and that's how it will stay. Oops, is that my bits of paper? So in the late 1990s, I think, the tapes gave way to CDs. And the Digital Legacy Project, as it was called then, created CDs of all of Bhante's talks. I'm sure many of you will remember those CDs, and a lot of centres had a full set. But technology, as you know, has been moving fast, and in 2001, the decision was made to move to a free service and rely entirely on dana rather than the sale of CDs. So in 2003, the work started on Free Buddhist Audio. And it was launched 3 years later, in 2006. So Free Buddhist Audio is 8 years old. Originally, there were 350 talks available, and now there are over 2,000 talks available, and in a number of languages. In those 8 years, over 2 million talks have been downloaded, and Free Buddhist Audio is now really part of the movement's infrastructure and culture. There are about 15 to 20,000 users per month, and a further 10,000 downloading podcasts. So Free Buddhist Audio is quite well known, although in a survey in the UK centres in 2012, it showed that actually about 50% at UK centres didn't know of the existence of Free Buddhist Audio, which seems rather strange. So the first request to you is please help us to make Free Buddhist Audio known to everybody who comes along to our centres, your centres. So at one point, I think it was just a few years ago, 3 years ago or so, Bhante said that Free Buddhist Audio was the most significant development in the movement for 20 years. However, Dharmachakra, which is what I'm talking about, is not just about Free Buddhist Audio. It's also about the Buddhist Centre Online and a couple of other things. So the European Chairs Assembly and other bodies have asked Dharmachakra to create an online communications platform which will enable the movement to have comprehensive internal communication and also present Triratna to the wider world. And this collaborative process began about 6 years ago. And last year, in January 2013, the Buddhist Centre Online was launched. So when it was first launched in January 2013, it attracted about 15,000 visitors per month. And now, a year and a half later, last month the figure was 50,000 visitors in a month. So the Buddhist Centre Online is attempting to do many things, and it will evolve as it is used. It provides information about the history of Triratna and about the basics of Buddhism and meditation. And it also provides a means of people connecting with each other through things like the urban retreat and coverage of the international retreat, and actually coverage of these conventions. It provides inspiration, it provides news and highlights. For instance, I found the interview with Dana Badri in the recent News Bite on the Buddhist Center Online. Very inspiring. And the News Bite itself is a new feature. It's a new version of the old Clear Vision newsreels, which we used to all watch and love. So the Buddhist Center Online, as well as all of that, it also has teaching, such things as Kamala Sheila teaching about sadhana, or the recent Tonglen retreat from Taraloka. So it's not just one thing, it's not just a website, it's a web platform to provide information, connection, inspiration, news, teachings, and so on. And it's still in its infancy. It needs to be and will be and can be developed much more. The technology even is changing. A lot more people are accessing the internet from smartphones and so on. So the Buddhist Center Online is reaching out to people all over the world to give them access to the Dharma and to the Dharma as taught by Triratna, as taught in Triratna. And as I said, in 1.5 years, there has been some success with very limited resources. So the Buddhist Center Online and Free Buddhist Audio, they carry the torch of Triratna into the digital age, you could say, on behalf of the order and the movement. So this is the work of Dharmachakra. This is what Dharmachakra does. It does Free Buddhist Audio. It does the Buddhist Center Online. Also, it hosts websites for many centers, over 100 centers. And, of course, it hosts the Mitra study course. And I've been the chairman of Dharmachakra for 8 or 9 years now. By the way, the other trustees are Dasini, Viryalila, Bodhivamsa, and Amalaketu. So I've been the chairman for just over 8 years, and in all of that time, it's been a constant struggle to stay afloat financially. We rely on the generosity of individuals and on grants from various bodies, such as the European Chairs Meeting and so on. And what we receive enables us to maintain a minimal team and a very unstable situation. It's actually just managed to move from year to year to year. We've never quite known what the next year is going to bring. If a grant is reduced, then the team is usually reduced as well. So our fundraising goal is to achieve financial stability by not having to rely on grants. So currently we get 62% of our income from individuals. Individuals who support the work of Dharmachakra. And we'd like to increase that. In fact, we'd like to increase that to 100%, to be 100% supported by individuals, so that if we do get grants, we can use that for development work. By the way, of all the people who use Free Buddhist Audio, for instance, only a very tiny percentage give anything. It's a shame, but that's the truth. It's less than 10% who actually give money to Free Buddhist Audio. So we'd like to be 100% supported by individuals who appreciate Free Buddhist Audio and the Buddhist Center Online and the Mitra study course, etc. And to do that, we would need to raise a further £30,000 per annum in standing orders, which is either a large sum or a small sum, depending on where you stand, yeah? And we worked out to achieve this, we'd need a nice figure, 222 people to donate £10 a month. That's including gift aid for some of that and so on. So 222 people to give £10 a month. Of course, for many of you, £10 a month may be actually quite small, so we're very pleased to have whatever you can give, whether it's 20, 30, 40, £50 a month. £10 is, I think it's about the cost of 4 coffees a month. I don't drink coffee, so you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's about 4 coffees. £10 is also maybe the cost of a cinema ticket or the cost of a book or a DVD. So it's something that's easily affordable by most people, well, by most people in this room. And as I say, some of you can probably afford more. So please consider supporting Dharmachakra, Free Buddhist Audio, the Buddhist Center online. Even if it means a few less coffees a month. It's all for the sake of communicating the Dharma and Triratna to tens of thousands of people online. So you find on your seats, you'll find a standing order form, which you can fill in. If you haven't got your details and so on, just put in your contact details and we'll get in touch with you. And after Viveka's talk, you can see the smiling faces of Dhanapriya and Dayamala outside, ready to collect your forms, yeah? So the best thing to do with a generous thought or a generous impulse is to act on it. If you do, it'll be to your benefit and to the benefit of many others. So, yes, please just act and help Dharmachakra.